The new movie that came out is, of course, Captain America: Brave New World. Obviously, the lot of headlines for it, all the reshoots, all the weird stuff that's been going on, right? But besides that, the main thing that's weird is that I watched it on Friday, right? But I decided to wait a little bit more because something was happening. On the internet, a lot of people were saying that the movie critics on YouTube and obviously the critics were lying. They're saying it was a trash movie, not the best, mediocre at best, right? But they said that they loved it. 8 out of 10, 7.5. Obviously, people really liked the movie. And I just wanted to make sure I got the whole story. Now, of course, I didn't get the whole story. I still need some context, right? But besides that, let's get right into those reviews. Now, of course, IMDb has a 6.1 out of 10, 42% on Metacritic, and 62% of Google users like the movie, obviously. Not the best ratio, but you may be saying, that seems like everyone doesn't like the movie. What's the weird thing? Well, right here, Rotten Tomatoes, 50% by critics, not the best, and 80% by the people. Now, of course, the people like the movie. Now, of course, where do I stand on this? And I stand, well, with the people. I have it around 7.5, 8 out of 10. It's a very entertaining movie. Now, of course, there is some valid criticism. Now, of course, it is being, obviously, spoilers. At the Red Hulk and Seth Volker, aka this guy's character. They're heavily marketed in the movie through trailers, posters, all these things. They are not in the movie a lot, They are just as they are out of the movie just as quick as they were in it. Now, of course, that is valid criticism, right? You go in to watch a movie after being advertised that the Red Hulk was gonna go all crazy for it to only be like a 5 minute sequence. Makes sense, but that's more of a marketing thing, not an actual movie thing. Still valid though. It's just I like the movie, so of course the story revolves around obviously Sam Wilson. I think this is his, I guess, quote unquote big break as Captain America, even though he has his own TV show. But let's be real, I didn't watch it, right? But the main point is that Thaddeus Ross obviously has become president, and obviously the celestial body is filled with adamantium, which they have said is stronger than vibranium. Now, of course, there's a bunch of pros and cons with both metals. Obviously, some people say vibranium isn't as strong, but it can absorb kinetic energy and release it. So obviously, seems more better for suits than like tanks and everything. But the main point is that Thaddeus Ross is trying to make a treaty where all countries decide to split the adamantium evenly, right? Obviously, all good. Obviously, since it's a movie, it does not go that well. That's because the main villain, Samuel Stearns, which obviously I do believe is in the original 2003 Hulk or the early Hulk, right? The one with Abomination. And of course, the main thing is Thaddeus Ross found them, obviously, and decided to up the gamma radiation, making him quote unquote smarter, where he used them to solve his problems, obviously, to become president. He was promised a pardon, obviously, since Ross is president now, so he could walk free and have a quote unquote normal life, right? Ross doesn't do that. He doesn't even try. And then he decides to take out his revenge using brainwashing and all this other thing to really destroy Ross's life, right? You may be alive, but you really wish you weren't, right? But pros and cons. Pros, I like the action. I like Sam Wilson's fight style, especially with the use of the shield, the wings, obviously the little robot buddies. I don't know what they're called. And obviously Torres as well, very nice. He adds a lot of charm into the movie. I don't know if he was in the TV show, but if he isn't, this is a very good first impression for me. And I just like the story. It's more of a can they stop this guy before he does too much, right? Because using brainwashing, he attempts to cause a world war, therefore basically ruining Ross's reputation. But not only that, it is later revealed because he says that he hired Stern because his heart was failing and he was smart enough to fix it. So he gave him these little pills, right, that he ingests 3 times a day, right? It's supposed to be keeping him alive. When in reality, it was gamma-induced pills making him turn into the Red Hulk. So obviously, very interesting, right? Now, of course, the downsides to it is not a lot. I mean, the main criticism is more of the advertisement more than anything. This guy should have been here more. They advertised this guy too much for what he was in the movie for. Makes sense. And they say Seth Volker is a wasted character. But to be honest, they already showed that he's going to break out. He said it himself. He said, "Oh, something. Don't break out like oh when I break out, something like that, right?" So obviously he's showing that he is gonna be reappearing, hopefully, anyways. But besides that, it's a great action movie of who done it, and let me tell you, it gets graphic. Not it doesn't get graphic, but the things that happen, use your imagination, and it gets graphic, right? Obviously, because it's Marvel, really not that graphic, but Stern is a very good villain in the movie. I really liked him. You know, he's smart. Obviously, people are all like, "Oh, but he's not that smart. He can't account for all these variables." I mean, yeah, it's kind of the whole point. You're not supposed. You can't calculate everything. That's the whole point why he tries his best to make sure the variables are out of the equation, right? But besides that, it is a very good movie. I really liked it. It's a very engaging, funny, charming movie. Obviously, Torres and Wilson, they bounce off each other very nicely. It's a very enjoyable movie. Obviously, the downside is the whole how they beat the Red Hulk is just like, Ross, this isn't you. You have to calm down, and then he calms down, which I guess makes sense. I don't know. The whole point was Ross's redemption arc, even though he kind of really doesn't redeem himself. Another thing people didn't like is the end credit scene. Of course, once again, spoilers. And that Stern references the others, aka the other universes, most likely appearing in Secret Wars. And people are like, how does he know? To be fair, that makes sense. I mean, I think the only couple of people that know are Spider Man, but that's only due to the fact of Doctor Strange and Doctor Strange, obviously, and this guy. I get he's super smart, but he can't be that smart. But one thing I do wish is that I hope he returns. I hope Stern returns. I think he'll do very nicely as like I don't know, I guess support in Secret Wars. I would love to see him again. And of course, there's other plot things like Isaiah. Of course, the I guess you could say original Captain America. I don't know the actual lore. I don't know if he's the original one or like the original mainstream one. I don't know, right? But he appears in the movie. Obviously, he's old, obviously, but he could whoop ass. That's the thing, and he gets brainwashed to do all this thing, and I wanted to see him more in the movie because they keep showing him, obviously, because he's a prisoner, and obviously Stern doesn't want witnesses and all any loose ends. So obviously he tries to the people that were involved in the assassination attempt. So obviously he's like, we can't keep these guys alive. But I was hoping that the guy would fight, mostly because I just wanted to see him fight. But I wish they had him do a little bit more than just I'm appearing. Oh, I don't like that guy. Oh, I'm brainwashed. I'm out of the movie. Whatever. I think he does more in the TV show, so I guess that's just more incentive for me to actually watch it. But besides that, it is a very good, entertaining movie about a man exacting his revenge on the person who did him wrong, using his supreme intelligence to brainwash and manipulate certain events to ruin his reputation. It is a very good, entertaining, engaging movie. I liked it. I liked it. There's really nothing more to say. I liked it. Even for the little time that Volker was actually in the movie, I liked him. He's a very good villain. You know, I get what they mean by wasted, but as long as he returns, it's not really that wasted, right? CGI can be funky at times, mostly just like a scene or two, but that's about it. People didn't like the ex-widow, Sabra, I think her name is. She's the ex-widow. She appears to be like the defense person for Ross. They didn't like her. Unfortunately, I didn't really see an actual reason why people didn't like her besides her looks and her race. So we're just going to promptly ignore that. But other than that, great villain, great dialogue, great action, very engaging. And of course, we are doing these tiers now. Obviously, it's full ticket, discount Tuesday. If you have one of the subscription passes, that would be the third one. And just don't watch. This one is full ticket. I would say it's worth the full ticket. Now, of course, I don't actually mean it. Obviously, if you're available on Tuesday, go on discount Tuesday. Obviously, if you could get a discount, you could get a discount, right? But full ticket, really, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. Obviously, another main criticism is that it's a nothing movie, but at the same time, I'm tired of all the, oh, look, this is connected to this. I just want a movie that just is fun and really doesn't lead up to anything. Can we not have those movies again? It's just like, actually, it does not connect to the multiverse. It's like, I don't care. They had to add that last part just so they could please the fans. I'm not a fan, man. But besides that, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Actually.